Breaking news! Hey, Lions fans, grab your snacks and settle in because I've got the latest news you won't want to miss. We're talking about big moves and big plans, and believe me, Goff said something that's really bothering you. Let's go! If you're excited about our Lions, hit the like button to show your pride. The Detroit Lions are on a serious hunt for cornerbacks, gearing up for what could be a big splash in the upcoming NFL draft. Last year, the Lions cornerbacks struggled a lot on the field. They just couldn't stop opponents from scoring, which really held the team back. To tackle this issue, they've been making some big changes, bringing in new faces like Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson, while saying goodbye to Jerry Jacobs, Will Harris, and Cameron Sutton. But it seems like they're just getting started. The Lions have been very busy checking out potential new cornerbacks, hosting not one, not two, but 7 of them for top 30 visits. From Alabama's dynamic duo, Kool-Aid McKinstry and Terrion Arnold, to Missouri's Ennis Rakestraw and others from Wake Forest, Auburn, Kentucky, and even Toronto, the team is leaving no stone unturned. Their search isn't limited to just visits. They've met with several of these talents at the NFL Combine and even went to Alabama's Pro Day to get another look at McKinstry and Arnold. They've also been spotted dining out with Fresno State's Maurice Norris after his Pro Day, showing just how thorough they are in this pursuit. Interestingly, during the league meetings in March, Lions head coach Dan Campbell seemed really keen on finding a new cornerback, highlighting the urgency of the situation. In contrast, GM Brad Holmes didn't seem to think it was all that critical, although his actions suggest he's pretty interested in beefing up this area. Whether it's a need or just a strong desire, one thing's clear: the Lions are doing their homework on cornerback. We'll see just how serious they are about boosting their defensive lineup when the draft rolls around in 2 weeks. All right, now that we've covered the first news, let's move on to the next update. It's all about strategy and the next big move. And I know you're eager to see what's next. Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff is gearing up for a possible contract extension this offseason, but he made waves for another reason recently. In a podcast appearance, Goff expressed his frustration with some local media members who, he feels, often focus on negative aspects, even during the team's successful run to the NFC Championship game last season. Goff shared on the Trading Cards podcast, "I have this thing with our local media where they almost relish in negativity at times. Maybe that's what gets clicks and sells, but it's no longer what they need to live in. Like, hey guys, we have a good team. We've had success. We can be happy about that. We can celebrate that, not constantly have to write about how we're constantly the underdog." This conversation emerged while discussing a question about the San Francisco 49ers before the crucial game that they eventually lost 34-31. Goff pointed out that he wished the focus at that time could have been on how good our players are, celebrating their first playoff victory since January 1992. "Teams are going to be gunning for us now," Goff added. "We won the division and all that. I'm probably overthinking it in my head because it's the chip on my shoulder and the competitor in me. But in that moment, I was just giving the reporter a hard time. I actually really like him." As Detroit heads into the 2024 NFL Draft, they are considered by many as a team to watch, with DraftKings Sportsbook listing them among the favorites to win the next Super Bowl. Goff also reminisced about his past challenges, particularly being replaced by Matthew Stafford in Los Angeles, and how these experiences continue to motivate him. Despite the local media critiques, the Lions have received a lot of positive attention nationally since last offseason. Goff's critique highlights a tension that can exist between local media coverage and team perspectives, especially when expectations are high. His comments open a window into how athletes often balance public perception and personal goals, a theme he may revisit as the new season approaches. If you're excited and hungry for more, don't forget to like and subscribe because this is where all the action happens. Keep cheering with us and let's show the world what it's like to be a Lions fan. See you next time for more Lions news you won't want to miss.